What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video. Today we are going to take a look at Moon Knight Artisan version. And if you are interested, I'm pretty sure since it's an exclusive, you can only get that at Sideshow. But I normally get mine at Big Bad Toy Store. So I'll put the Moon Knight or Mr. Knight link in here when it's available. I just actually learned, if you're watching this, I just released Mr. Knight. And I thought that the price is going to be somewhere around $285. I was wrong. On Sideshow, it's currently $255. So it's a lot cheaper than I thought it would be. If you go to eBay at the time of this video, the So-So Toys, whatever his name is, Mr. Knight, is the cheapest I found was $189 with $59 shipping. So it's almost the same price as the Hot Toys version. I mean, if you haven't bought any of the third party, consider yourself lucky. Sure, you probably won't get this for another year or so, but at least you're gonna get the much better version. Now, speaking of better, if you purchase the previous Moon Knight, which was going, I wouldn't call it exactly grail, but it didn't lose its value. Originally, it retailed for $290. It's trending up. You can make a little bit of money. I don't think there's a scenario now where Hot Toys is just racking up a lot of benefits out there, like an interest or whatever. I think at this point you're lucky to break even, but at this point that's gonna tank because of this Artisan version. There's difference between the two, but everything is in favor of this new Artisan version. This one, I noticed that his armor is weathered, and it gives a lot more detail. I like the effects more compared to the clean version. It's just me. Maybe it's a matter of preference. That base is a lie. That is Thanos' base or Quill's base. It's not included in the figure. Speaking of base, the base from the original Moon Knight is those huge, triangular base. It does have that half moon, which is the crescent moon, which is pretty cool, and it's not present here. But I don't think that is gonna be the deciding factor if I haven't bought a Moon Knight yet. I don't think I'm gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna get this because it doesn't have the crescent moon. That it's made out of cheap plastic or something. It's cool, but obviously most people would rather have this head sculpt of Oscar Isaac, it looks amazing with that Artisan, with that implanted hair. Now the question is it worth an extra $200 for that? How big of a fan are you? I think if you remove the head sculpt, and just suit by suit, let's say, it still looks better. I still go with this Artisan version just because of the weathering. That is just me. Now, with that being said, the price, let's pretend this is around 500 or close to 500. I'm not going to spend that much on Moon Knight. I can tell you that right now. I won't. So I'm most likely out for this Moon Knight right here. So if the price for the previous Moon Knight drops to, let's say, just 220, 230, maybe 200, who knows, then you can pick up that Moon Knight and then pick up Mr. Knight. I don't know if it's going to go down that much, probably not, especially if this is going to retail for 500. That's a huge difference. So if you don't mind not having the wool hair, you still have the chance to get the Oscar Isaac head sculpt. For the previous owners of the previous Moon Knight, you're not forced to buy this because the other head sculpt is still pretty darn good. It's just that it doesn't have rooted hair. Now, with a short hair like this, how badly do you want rooted hair? I just got Kenobi from Obi-Wan, the show, and it's not rooted hair. It's just a regular sculpted hair. But honestly, Hot Toys has perfected the way sculpted hair looks, that even though it's not rooted, it gives you that impression that, man, it looks real. Like there's layers, hairs flying in one direction. So it's crazy that I think Mr. Knight's head sculpt is more than enough if you want to keep your old Moon Knight. And I don't even blame you, because if this is gonna retail $500 or close to it, let's say $480, you add shipping, which is another $20, that's $500, tax in Illinois, you're looking at around $550, $560 for this guy right here. Again, depending on how big of a fan are you of Moon Knight. I mean, if you're a massive fan, I can see somebody spending that much. Because if you buy this and then you buy Mr. Knight, man, you're looking at upwards of almost $800, if not more, for two figures. But that's a good combo. That's a combo that you almost need to have, if you are already deep into the Moon Knight, collectibles. Then you get Moon Knight and Mr. Knight. But they look good, man. I can see people using this head sculpt for different kit bashes and whatnot, especially if you buy both. If you buy this and then you buy Mr. Knight, now you have an extra head sculpt. Because I can imagine, like, Moon Knight is going to mostly wear his mask, and one is probably going to be unmasked, which is Mr. Knight. So you'll use this for Mr. Knight, and then you would use the mask for Moon Knight, and then now you have an extra head sculpt, the sculpted hair from Mr. Knight. So you could use that for whatever kit bash project you might have. And it has rolling eyeball system. The paint application is real good. Man, it's a beautiful figure. The first one was beautiful. I'm pretty sure that this would have all the benefits of the first Moon Knight and then some, because Artisan version. But hey, Hot Toys has shown now, after that Joker, that they're legit. They could do this kind of hairstyle, because I do have reservations before Joker. But now that has been released, it's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but it's also not as awful that I thought it would be. I thought it would look like a wig, like a big mesh of hair. But no, it turned out pretty decent. It's actually turned out pretty good. So I have faith in Hot Toys now when it comes to rooted hair. But let me know in the comments, are you going to pick this up? Do you have the old Moon Knight? Are you planning to upgrade? Do you think it's worth it? I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.